Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the couple of minutes delay, and so this is live today. Yesterday, I don't know how many of you know this. Yesterday, uh, it was a pre-recorded session, by the way. How many of you were aware of this? And good evening, good evening. Because my throat was completely gone yesterday, and there is a training program going on till Friday evening. So it is there. So anyways, let's recap whatever we have seen yesterday. So can we just type in the chat box? Let's recover some of the 86% which is lost during the day. Chalo, let's recap whatever we have seen yesterday. Type in the chat box, open your notes, and today we are going to discuss a very important topic. Wow, Ravindraji has given all the details. Hypothesis for mean, variance and proportion. Absolutely right. So hypothesis for mean, what are the different types of hypothesis for mean? Whenever it comes to mean, comparing mean to mean, okay, average to average, what is the hypothesis? We do one sample t-test, two sample t-test, pair t-test, ANOVA. Right, one sample, two sample, pair t-test, and again we have seen one sample z-test as well. If you remember that manual calculation of p-value, that was a one sample z-test, right? Along with that, we have seen hypothesis for variance and hypothesis for proportion. So hypothesis for variance may F ratio test and test of equal variance. If you remember, if you are comparing one sample variance with a standard, is F ratio test. If you want to compare two variances, that is called test of equal variances. More than two, by the way. Okay. Then you go for proportion. Proportion is, what is the test we have seen in proportion? Yes, type in the chat box. In proportion hypothesis, what test have we seen? Test of two proportions, right? Test of two proportion. When we want to compare two proportions, let's say rejection proportion of shift 1 and rejection proportion of shift 2. I want to compare that hypothesis. Then I will do for test of two proportions. Then it is chi-squared. If it is more than 2, let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, then we'll go for chi-square test, correct? Very good. And then we have seen correlation regression. So the basic correlation regression we already have covered in the green belt level. In the black belt level, what we do is the advanced regression. So in advanced regression, what else we have seen? Yes, in advanced regression, what are the topics we have seen? Fitted line plot, very good. Yes, so let's come to regression. Now regression में क्या क्या देखा yesterday? What else have we covered in regression? Can you just close that, please? Just close that. So yes, R square value, very good. Then we have seen, see, in the green belt level, we have seen the simple linear regression, right? Yesterday we have seen there are two types of regression. One is quadratic and another is cubic. Remember that square terms are quadratic, then cubic meaning square plus the cubic terms raised to 3. That is a cubic term. Square term meaning raised to 2, right? That is called yes. So it is curvilinear regression. So so linear regression basic we have seen in the green belt. In the black belt level, along with linear regression, we have seen the curvilinear regression, which is the quadratic as well as cubic. After that, we have seen multiple regression as well, where graphically it is called as matrix plot. Remember that? We have seen matrix plot. In one shot, we can take multiple x's on one y. That is called matrix plot. Right? So yesterday we have seen that. And today the topic what we are going to check is the amalgamation of all of them, meaning amalgamation of statistics, amalgamation of hypothesis testing, amalgamation of regression, all put together makes it a very, very important topic for all of us to understand, and that is called as design of experiment, DOE. Okay, very important topic. This separates the what you can say, this mastery of design of experiment separates us from the yellow belts and the green belts. So design of experiment is a specialized skill of the black belts and master black belts. All right. So what is design of experiments? First of all, let's try to understand what is experiment. See, till now, let's try to understand. We have collected the data. Voice of process. What is voice of process? We collect the data from the process. That is called voice of process. Right? Now, whenever we collect the data, for example, let's say sales data. So let's say we have collected last month's sales data, or production data, last month's production data, or last shift production data, last day's production data, or we have taken rejection data, or we have taken the for a BPO, let's say average call handling time, AHT. We have taken that data. Now, every type of data what we have seen was the reactive way of collecting data. What is reactive way? The process has happened in the past and now we are just collecting the data about it. Understand this? In all these things, whatever we have learned till now, okay, in yellow belt, green belt, black belt, till now, was all reactive way of collecting the data. In design of experiment, which is advanced version, what we are going to do, we are going to make active way of collecting the data. What is active or proactive way meaning? We will be a part of the process. We will tweak the process parameters and we'll collect the data. We'll do experiment. That's what is called experiment. Like the scientists do, no? Like scientists do the chemicals, and the pharmacy scientists, they just mix the chemicals, they check the parameters of the materials, the inputs, the process parameter, etc. And they check what is the impact on the output, and then they analyze. And that is called experimentation. So experimentation is nothing but experiment which changes to the process and measures the result. That is called design of experiments. So in the reactive way, we have seen time series plot, control chart, hypothesis, regression. All these are reactive way of collecting the data and doing this. Now we are going one step further. We are modifying the process parameter and analyzing the change on this. Okay. Let's understand this with a fantastic example of three friends. Let me share a story with you. There were three friends, college friends, very young, teenagers. Okay, those what you can say, those rosy days, if you remember, college days, right? With our friends. Now Vijay, Sanjay and Ajay, they were three friends, and they used to go to college usually together every day. Now Vijay's neighbor Sia, now Vijay was the last one. So these two people, Sanjay and Ajay, used to come. Vijay was the last one, and then they used to go to college. Now the moment these three people used to come to Vijay's place, Sia, who happened to be Vijay's neighbor, used to smile at them. Now you remember typical college days where the girl is smiling at the teenage boys, and now the boys are curious. Who is she smiling at? That's the biggest question. So Sia smiled at all of them, but now there was a little quarrel among all the three members, that who is that? Is it Vijay, is it Ajay, or is it Sanjay? Okay. Now because they were learning experimentation, design of experimentation in their college, so they decided to do an experiment with this. Okay. And then they did the experiment, and experiment goes like this. So this is an experiment. Now experiment mein what happened is, first day, so in the experiment is called as run. So in the first run, in the first trial, I would say, so all the three members went, Vijay, Sanjay and Ajay, and Sia. This is Sia's response. She was smiling. The second day, Vijay didn't go. Okay, so Vijay was not there. Only Sanjay and Ajay were there, and Sia smiled again. Third day, Vijay was there, Sanjay was not there, Ajay was there, Sia still smiled. On the day 4, Vijay was there, Sanjay was there, but Ajay was not there, and Sia was there, but she didn't smile. So according to you, who seems to be the lucky boy amongst all these three? Type in the chat box. So almost all the combination they have tasted. right? First day all the three, second day Vijay was not there, third day Sanjay was not there, fourth day Ajay was not there. The moment Ajay was not there, Sia didn't smile. Otherwise all the rest of the 3 days she was smiling. So Ajay was the lucky one, seems like, right? Again on the 5th day, so these people were trying all the permutation. Now they started going alone one by one. So the next day Sanjay alone went, Sia didn't smile. 6th day Vijay alone went. Vijay was, by the way, the neighbor. Supposed to be very good known person for Sia. But again, to the surprise of Vijay, Sia didn't smile. And the 7th day, that was the biggest surprise. Till now Ajay was looking, but Ajay was alone and she didn't smile. Wow, that is something different. Kahani mein twist in the tale. What happened? And the entire experiment continued like that. Okay, she got angry on Ajay. Wow, Santosh ji, amazing. Santosh ji is saying she got angry because he might not be there for last 3 days. So she might be angry. That's absolutely right. Can you see here? 4th, 5th and 6th day, Ajay was not there and she might be angry on Ajay. That why you're not there. I'm coming for you. I'm standing in the gallery for you on the same time and you're not there. So when he was there, she was absolutely right, Santosh ji. Absolutely. That's the experience, by the way. Very good. Super. Okay, the experiment continued. The next day, Ajay and Sanjay were there. She smiled. Okay, when Ajay was not there, she didn't smile. Okay, and this experiment continued. All right. Now this is nothing but a design of experiment. Then what they did analysis of the data. Let's go ahead and analyze the data. This is called as effect plot. Now this is very interesting. This is called effect plot. Let's plot Vijay's effect plot when Vijay was absent and Vijay was present. So 3 times. So on the x-axis, so this is a binary, no? Absent and present. Now what kind of data is this? Absent and present. Type in the chat box. Is it continuous data or discrete data? C for continuous, D for discrete. Everybody type in the chat box. Continuous data we have seen, we can measure on the continuous scale. Discrete data is pass, fail, go, no go, absent, present. Very good. So this is a discrete data. Very nice. Okay. Now 3 times Vijay was absent and here number of times she is smiling. Sia is smiling. So we are counting when he is absent, how many times she smiled. When he is present, how many times he smiled. So when Vijay was absent, she smiled for 3 times. When Vijay was present, she smiled for 3 times. If we join this, it comes a little flat line. That means either Vijay is there or not does not make huge difference on Sia's smile. Alright, let's come to Sanjay. When Sanjay was absent, she smiled for 2 times. When Sanjay was present, she smiled for 4 times. So there is a little bit of positive curve here or positive slope. Let's come to Ajay. When Ajay was absent, she smiled. She didn't smile actually. But when Ajay was present, she smiled for almost 7 times and there is a huge slope here. That means Ajay's presence or absence has got huge impact on Sia's smile. This is the impact and this is called slope. You remember in regression we have seen the slope, right? Whatever 1 unit change of x, how much impact it is bringing on y, this is called slope. So in this case, this 0 to 7. So 7 is a slope. That means, see, we have got only 1 unit, absent and present. So when Ajay from absent goes to present, Sia's smile from 0 goes to 7 or from 1 goes to 7. So this entire range is called slope. Here slope is literally 0. 3 minus 3, 0. Here slope is around 4 and 2. So slope is this much. Are you understanding? Just give me yes in the chat box. Just give me yes in the chat box. And higher the slope, more is the impact of the x on the y. Are you understanding? More the slope, that means what? More is the impact of the x on the y. So with the data analysis, we can say it is Ajay who has got the maximum impact on CR Smile, and the winner is Ajay. Talia. Everybody with me till now, just tell me yes in the chat box. So in the design of it, this is called design of experiments in a very simplistic format. Okay, so this is what we are going to learn now. How do we implement this? How it is applied in the industry? Okay. Now before design of experimentation, the scientists, etc. are heart-touching explanation. Very good. Thank you very much. Scientists used to use a different type of experimentation that is called one factor at a time experimentation. OFAT. It is called OFAT, which is one factor at a time. Now what is one factor at a time? Let's try to understand. Okay. Now here, imagine, let's say I want to make my test of the tea better. So my objective is to make my test, which is Y, which is my output, right? Better. Now test of the tea, there are a lot of factors like, let's say sugar, let's say milk, let's say water, let's say tea powder, let's say ginger quantity, and so on and so forth. There are so many factors. Now what they used to do is, they used to decide two levels. Now in the earlier experiment of Ajay, Vijay, Sanjay, we had absent and present. They were the two levels, right? Now here, let's say 1 tablespoon and 2 tablespoons of sugar. All right, 100 milliliter and 200 milliliter are the two levels. Water, maybe 1 cup or 2 cups of water. I'm just giving you a very raw example, okay? Half a tablespoon and 1 tablespoon. Ginger again, I don't know, 10 grams and 20 grams. I'm just giving you very raw. Now, so for every factor, we have decided two levels. One is lower level, one is higher level. So whenever the level is lower, I give a minus sign. Whenever the level is higher, I will give the plus sign. So milk, 100 is lower, 200 is higher. Water, 1 is lower, 2 is higher. Yes. Then the tea powder, half a cup is lower, 1 cup is higher. Ginger, minus is 10 and plus is 20. So what we have done, we have first finalized the factors according to our experience, and then we have decided the lower and the higher level, the levels. Okay. Now we start with the first experiment, the first trial. First trial meaning first trial. So in the first trial, what we do is, we keep all the factors at the lower setting. That means I will make a cup of tea with sugar at 1 tablespoon, milk at 100, water at 1, tea powder at half a tablespoon, and ginger at 10 grams. I'll make the mixture, I'll boil it, and I'll make a cup of tea. And then here I will, here I will get the reading. On the scale of 1 to 10, I will take the reading of it. Okay. Let's say it has come to, let's say for example, it has come to 6 out of 10. Now the next trial what I'll do, I will just change one factor at a time. That means I will take the first factor and from lower side, I will change it to higher side. That means in the second trial, instead of 1 tablespoon, I will add 2 tablespoons of sugar. Rest all the factors, I will keep them on the lower side only. and then I will check the test. Let's say if the test increase or decrease, whatever it is the reason, the result. The third trial, I will make the first factor again back to the lower, and I will change the second factor now. Remaining factors will be on the lower setting. Then the next trial may third factor will be changed, then the fourth factor will be changed, then the fifth factor, then the sixth factor, and so on and so forth. Every run, one factor will be changing their own level. And this is called one factor at a time. And then they will analyze which factor has the maximum impact on the Y. Are you clear how this is happening, one factor at a time? Just give me yes in the chat box. Everybody got this? Just give me yes. Simple. This is the basic level of experimentation, and you would be surprised to know, even till today in 2026, lot of scientists, lot of pharmacists, lot of R&D people are using this one factor at a time. That's where we go there and teach them design of experiments. Clear? Very good. Now, this was the original, one factor at a time experimentation. Then came a little advanced version of it, which is called as keeper strategy. Same, one factor at a time, keeper strategy. In this, what happens is everything remains same, exactly like one factor at a time. Okay, this is a response here in this column. In the second, so first trial, all are on the lower setting, all are minus, minus, minus 1, you can see. First trial, they will change. So first two levels will remain exactly same. Now understand this. Let's say after first trial, the response was 1.8. The second trial, factor number 1, they have changed. Remaining factors will remain constant or the lower setting. Now you can see here the response has increased. From 1.8, it has improved to 1.95, which is desired, which they are expecting. Okay. Now the moment we get the positive response, okay, that means the moment I change the factor to the higher setting, there is some improvement. So the moment it goes there, we will keep that factor constantly at that level. And that is what it is called a keeper strategy. We'll keep that setting like that. We'll maintain that setting. We'll keep that setting as it is. We will not alter the setting again. Okay. Similarly, then the third round they change the second factor. Now, if you see from 1.95, the response has reduced. Now, that means the factor 2, if I increase the factor 2, response is reducing. So they will never change this factor again. They will go back to the original setting. So they will keep the original setting. Okay. Now here, so whenever they will see the positive, for example, you can see here, factor 4 they have changed, they have seen some improvement, so they have keep the same factors. Okay. Again, factor 5 also they have changed, they have kept the same factor. So this is called a keeper strategy. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. So one factor at the time and the keeper strategy is clear. Whenever you see a positive change, you keep that setting at that level and maintain that setting. This is called a keeper strategy. Okay. Now let's use this keeper strategy for one of the project. See what we have done. We have seen a reactive way of data collection, then the proactive way of data collection. Okay. Then we have seen example of 3 students and a girl smiling, which is design of experiment. Then we have seen how the effect plots are plotted. Then we have seen one factor at a time and a keeper strategy. Now let's practically implement it in a real life scenario where there is one company, and that company was basically wanted to increase the gas mileage, which is the mileage of the car. Right now they are at 18 km per liter and they wanted to go to 30 km per liter. Okay. So the first factor is, so this is my Y, the mileage is my Y, right? This is my Y, the mileage. And so the first part is they have found out the X's. What are the X's? So the brand of the gas, octane rating of the gas, the speed of the driving, tune-up car, which is the maintained car, wash and wax car, which is very clean car, new tires, the tire condition, and then pressure of the tire. So these are the factors they have identified. So these are all excess, okay, out of which octane rating and speed of the driving and tire pressure, according to the experts of the domain experts, they found that these three are the main factors. See, understand this. 80-20 principle applies everywhere. If you find out 10 factors or 10 excess, out of which only 2 or 3 factors will be critical, and remaining 7 or 8 factors will be trivial. Trivial meaning not so important. So 80-20 will be applicable everywhere. Clear? So here also they have identified these three. Okay, and now they have done some kind of experiment with this. Okay, everybody has got the scenario. Just give me a yes in the chat box. Yeah, just give me a quick yes. Very good. Now they have run the experiment like one factor at a time, which is keeper strategy. Okay, so for speed they have decided 55 at the lower setting, 60 as a higher setting. This is the minus and this is plus. For octane they have decided 85 as the lower setting, 90 as the higher setting. Tire pressure they have decided 30 as the lower setting and 35 as the higher setting, and kilometer per liter is their Y. So the first they're all minus. So speed at the lower setting, octane at the lower setting, tire pressure at the lower setting, they found 23 kilometer per liter. Then they increase the speed from 55 to 60. Remaining are on the lower side. Now they have got some improvement. They have got 29. So they will keep the speed as it is for rest of the experiments, right? The third experiment, they have increased the octane rating from 85 to 90, but they have got the negative result. Okay, so from 29 the kilometer per liter dropped down to 23. So they went back to the lower setting once again. Now in this case they have increased the last tire pressure from 30 to 35, and they got some kind of improvement from 23 to 24. Okay, so that means they have got the best rating, which is 60, 85 and 30, which has got 29 as very close to the target. Are you clear? Just give me yes in chat box. So this way they have received the best kilometer per liter. Clear, everybody? Experiment understood, keeper strategy practically I have just shown you. Clear? Very good. Now my question is, have they tried all the potential combinations? Give me yes or no in the chat box. Have they tried all the potential permutation and combination? No, right? So what is the total permutation and combination? Let's find out. Okay, so how do we also can make, so this full potential is called as full factorial experiment or full factorial design. Full factorial design. And how we can actually find out this? Okay, to find out how many number of runs will be there. What is run? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So there are total 8 runs here. So they are called runs. So one experiment would have multiple runs. So right now in this table there are 8 different runs. Now, how do you identify the number of runs in that experiment? There is a formula. Write the formula down. Number of runs is equal to L raised to F. That means L is equal to levels and F is equal to factors. Write this down. Now, if you remember, here we have got 3 factors. What are those 3 factors? X1, which is speed, X2, which is octane, and X3, which is tire pressure, and kilometer per liter is my output. Why? So my factors are 3 and my levels are 2. Every factor has got 2 levels. One is minus, which is 55 in this speed, 55 and 60, and so speed is minus and this is plus. Octane is 85, which is minus, and 90, which is plus. And tire pressure is 30 as the lower setting and 35 as the higher setting. So every factor has got 2 levels. That means 2 raised to 3 is equal to 8. This is the formula. So the number of runs of the experiment is L raised to F, which is 2 raised to 3 is to 8. So we have to have 8 runs. Now, how do we define all the permutations are there? There is a typical structure we follow. So for X1, the first factor, we will always change alternate. For example, minus plus, remember this, minus plus, minus plus, minus plus. Every alternate run, we change the setting. For the second factor, every 2 runs, after every 2 runs, we change the setting. For example, first 2 will be minus minus, then it will be plus plus, then it will be minus minus, then it will be plus plus. Then the third one, we change after every 4 runs. For example, minus 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 minus, plus 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 plus. So very easy to remember. First one will be after every 1 run, second one will be after every 2, and the third one will always be after every 4 runs. We have to change the setting. And if we use this structure, we can have all the 8 runs which are absolutely different than each other. Can you just check now any combination repeated in this? Just check for 1 minute and just type yes or no in the chat box. Any combination repeated if you are observing. Like for example 55, 85, 30. Are you observing any 55, 85, 30 repeating here? And just check out whether all the combinations are unique or not. Just give me yes or no in the chat box. Is any combination repeating here? If no, just type no. No, right? If you observe very closely, you will see all the combinations are unique, and this is the magic of this. If you follow this number of runs, L raised to F, you will come to know how many number of runs will be there. And with this, you know, minus plus minus minus plus plus and minus 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 plus 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 plus. If you follow this structure, you can find out. This is called full factorial design. Now they ran that full factorial design and they found 37 kilometer per liter and 36 kilometer per liter. And this is called as design of experiments. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. This is called full factorial design and design of experimentation. Clear? Just give me yes. This way we also can find out. So it's very simple. Make the list of, okay, third and fifth is same. No, third is what? 55, 90 and 30, na? Fifth is what? 55, 85 and 35, right? So third and fifth is not same. Yeah, there's a change. All are unique combinations. Very good. Super. Now, let's find out what are the various types of, types of terminology. Let's get familiarized with terminology of DOE. Okay, which we already have seen. Let's go through it quickly. The first one is called experiment. that entire 8 runs is called experiment. The entire 8 runs is called complete experiment. Okay. Then outcome is nothing but the response, which is nothing but the y. So kilometer per liter is the y. Test of the t is the y. Okay. Factors are the x's which we have seen. So we identify all the factors, right? How many of you remember XY matrix? Just give me yes in the chat box. XY matrix इसको याद है? एक second, just a second. XY matrix you guys remember? Just give me yes in the chat box. Just give me yes, no in the chat box. XY matrix. Now XY matrix is a tool where we identify all the x's which are impacting the y. Okay, so for the new members, there is a concept of XY matrix in your curriculum. Okay, you can find out. So where we identify all the x's, and as I said just a little bit before few minutes, that all the x's are not critical x's, right? So first the factors have to be listed. Then for the experiments, we take only critical factors. Okay, that I will explain you. So experiment is the full design, outcome is the response, and the factor are the x's. Okay. So in the factors, there are various types that I will come to know. Now then the levels of factors, the lower setting and the higher setting, that is called the levels. Okay. The trials and the runs are nothing but the same thing. Trials and the runs, number of trials, meaning in that full factorial design, we had 8 runs or 8 trials. And how do I identify this? N is equal to L raised to F. Remember this formula to identify how many number of runs or how many number of trials we want to conduct. Okay. Then, yeah, anywhere you find it, any challenge, any difficulty, please let me know. There are various types of factors over here. Okay. What are the different types of factors here? One is called as experimental factors. All the critical factors are experimental factors where we change them during the experiment. Those are called experimental. The factors on which we do the experiment, those are called experimental factors. These are critical factors. Okay. Then control factors. The remaining factors which we are keeping at a constant level, those are called control factors. They are generally non-critical factors. Okay, or we can say constant factors. Along with that, there is something called noise factor. What is noise factor? Noise factors which you cannot change or you cannot fix. Okay, or you can say uncontrollable. For example, if you are doing experiment in the open environment, the temperature you cannot control, the environmental temperature you cannot control. In the morning, the environmental temperature will be less. During the afternoon, it will be very high. The wind flow you cannot control. The humidity, atmospheric humidity you cannot control. So these are called noise factors. Clear? So there is something called experimental factors which are critical factors. There are constant factors which are control factors. We have to just make them constant so that they will not impact in the experiment. And there are few noise factors which we cannot have any control. Generally, for example, in our fishbone analysis, we have Mother Nature causes. Mother Nature causes are similar to noise factors, which we don't have any control over. Okay. Human skill not controllable some extent. Yes. So human skill also up to certain extent we can say, can be a noise factor. Okay. Now, apart from that, there is something called lurking factor. Make a note of it. Everybody clear with this terminology till now? Just give me yes in the chat box. Till now everybody is clear? Just give me a quick yes. Apart from that, there is something called lurking factor, and let me give you one classic example which I have been given this example in the earlier sessions as well. Now, what is lurking factor? There was one a company. This is actual real event which happened in America. Okay, there was a chicken feed making company. That company was making chicken feed, to be given to the poultry chicken to increase the weight. It was a protein rich chicken feed. All right. So once the formula was made, once the first trial was done, they wanted to do the experiment in a poultry farm. So what they did, they selected a poultry farm. So this is the poultry farm, let's say, and they divided the poultry farm into two parts. One is the old chicken feed and second is the new chicken feed, and the poultry farm owner was asked to give the new chicken feed to the half of the portion, remaining half the remaining one, and they were expecting that the chicken weight in the new part would increase drastically. Okay, so after 1 month the scientist came back, and you know what happened? The old chicken weight, average chicken weight remained as it is. There was no change, but the new chicken weight, they were expecting the increase in the weight, but to their surprise, the weight did not increase, rather it decreased. It went down, and everybody was shocked. Everybody was shocked. Why this happened? Okay, so then they did the experimentation. Then they went for Gemba walk. They observed all the small things. They asked the poultry poultry owner that, have you given the exact amount of feed, etc. What was the timing? Everything. They checked the records, everything. And then they found something very interesting. At the corner of this new chicken feed, this portion was SH, nothing but slaughterhouse, exactly besides the new chicken feed. What is slaughterhouse? Where the chicken used to be slaughtered regularly. Now this was making huge noise, so it was a noisy area, and because of that noise, these chicken, they used to be a little agitated, little stressed, and they used to run around in this new wala section, and because of that activity their weight was reducing, and so this location of the slaughterhouse is called as lurking factor. Now, in our earlier experiment with Vijay, Sanjay, Ajay, there was one time when Ajay was alone, but Sia did not smile because her father was standing just behind her. And that's the reason she did not smile, and that was a lurking factor. Have you understood this? Just type yes in the chat box. So lurking factor is a factor which we never consider in our experiment, but that can have an influence. Okay? Yes? So it was so her father was never there in the experiment, but he came and yeah, everybody is laughing. And now we were considering it was a twist in the tail, but it was not. It was just for that very moment. Her father was present and she did smile. She was serious. Okay, and that was the reason. So this is the lurking factor. So these are all the terminology of. Okay. So let's understand. So this is how it is: minus plus, minus, plus, etc. Okay. Now, how to create? Let's take a practical example of this. One of the hotel called Hotel Grand, they want to do this experiment just like our kilometer per liter experiment. Let's the Hotel Grand wants to enhance the taste of their sandwich. Okay, they want to do the design of experiment. Okay, so all the chefs and the people, the team gathered together. First, they made a list of factors, which is size of bread, brand of butter, quantity of potato, quantity of onion, amount of salt, and all those factors. Now, just go through this list. Go through this list. Okay. Tell me, size of bread, big and small. What kind of data is there? Discrete or continuous? Type in the chat box. This is very important. Huh? Understand this. Brand of bread. It is Wibs and Britannia. Is it discrete or continuous? Brand of butter. Amul and let's say Mother's Dairy. Is it discrete or continuous? Discrete. Quantity of onion can be, 1 or 1.5. That can be a continuous data. Quantity of potato, quantity of onion. Okay. Amount of salt in grams or milligrams can be a continuous data. So are you understanding? We can do, so why I am saying this, because we can do design of experimentation irrespective of whether the data is continuous or discrete. Of course, continuous data always will be preferred. That will give us advantage of analysis. Because discrete we have only two variables, okay, yes or no, or some Wibs or Britannia, like that. But in continuous data we can do lot of experiment. But while selecting the factors, even the factor is continuous or discrete, we can still run the experiments. Are you clear with this? Just give me a say in chat box. So whether we have continuous data or discrete data, we can run design of experiment. That's the most important message from this. All right, very good. So after the discussion, they have decided, of course, they cannot, now tell me, everybody has understood number of runs is equal to L raised to F. What if I take all the 8 factors or 10 factors? How many number of runs will be there? 2 raised to 10. Try to understand this. If I take, let's do this experiment. If I take 2 factors, let's consider 2 levels only. If I take 2 factors, the number of runs will be 4. Understand this? Huh? If I take 3 factors, number of runs will be 8. If I take 4 factors, the number of runs will be 16. If I take 5 factors for experiment, number of runs will be 32. If I take 6 factors, it is 64. If I take 7 factors, it is 128, and so on and so forth. That means after, if I cross 3 factors or 4 factors, it literally becomes very exponentially very high. So I cannot run those many experiments. It's practically not possible. Management will not allow me to do this. So that's the reason, out of 10 factors, we have to select those critical few, 2, 3 or 4 factors only. Are you clear? The more number of factors, more number of runs. So to avoid and understand this, every experiment is a cost. Every experiment requires time, resources. Okay, nothing is free here. So we have to be very selective to the critical factors we have to select. So here the team has decided oven temperature, brand of bread, quantity of onion and time of cooking are the critical factors according to them, and they have set up the levels, right? So for example, oven temperature will be set at 60 and 57. Brand of bread, again, see, there is nothing called 80. So here 80-20 rule, meaning we have to use our domain knowledge. So we can use our domain knowledge here. That's the best way of doing this. Okay. Yeah. in the advanced level of design of experimentation, we have given a screening design in the master black belt level. In the master black belt level, we have done a screening design. In the screening design, what we do is we can run the experiment with 10 factors, and according to the p-value, we can decide which factor is critical factor, and then we do the full factorial design. So that is also one strategy that is discussed in the master black belt level. Okay. Anyways, coming back to this, so they have decided, 4 levels. Let's say quantity of onion, highest is 2 pieces, lowest is 1 piece. Time of cooking, highest is 5 minutes and lowest is 3 minutes. So this way they have done the, what you can say, they have decided the factors and the levels. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's find out. Let me share one file with you. Let me share a file with you. Okay. Yeah, open this file which I am sharing right now, which says minute app sandwich. Okay. Let me also open this. And now we will do how to first create a design in Minitab, then how to run the experiments, and then we will see what to do next after this, how to do the analysis of this. Okay. Till now, everybody with me, just give me yes in the chat box. Yeah, any question, please let me know. I'm just opening the same file. Once you have opened it, let me know. Open. Opened. Very good. I'm just waiting to open the file and confirmation from others. Some error. Just a second. I'm reopening it. Okay. Yes. So let me share my file. I don't know why it is giving me error today. Just give me a moment, okay? It is not coming here. I'm not able to minimize this as well. ये क्या है? Just a second, guys. Just give me a second. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. It's 8 o'clock, right? Let's take 5 minutes break. Let me figure out what to be done. Now, what we'll do is we'll construct this in Minitab, okay, and then we'll do the analysis in Minitab, okay. So let's take 5 minutes break. It's 8 o'clock. We'll be back by 8:05. Okay, let's quickly take a break, and meanwhile, I'll just figure out what is the challenge here. Okay, yeah. Okay, I believe everybody's back. The problem has been sorted and the Minitab file error has been resolved. So there were a few people who were asking not to receive the file. So I've just shared the file once again, okay? Yes, now open the file. Just give me yes in the chat box. Give me a confirmation that the file has been opened successfully. Done? Very good. Now first, how do we create this? How do we create this design? Let's understand this. So first go to stat DOE design of experimentation factorial, create factorial design. First we'll create the design and then we'll analyze the design. So step number 1 is creating the design. So stat design of experiments factorial, create factorial design. Stat DOE factorial, create factorial design. Okay, once you click on that, this will come, this window will come. It says 2 level factorials. Now you remember everywhere we have got 2 levels, minus and plus, 2 levels, right? So we will keep this as by default. We are not going to change it. It's a default generator. Now number of factors. Now we have selected 4 factors, right? Okay. So here we can decide the number of factors. Now let's do one thing. Let's make it to 3 factors. Okay, as of now we will make it to 3 factors. Alright. And then we will go to display available design. This is something which you will understand later. Let's go to design. Now in the design there are 2 options you can see. Everybody with me now? So I repeat again. Go to stat DOE factorial, create factorial design. Instead of 2 factors, let's design a 3 factor design. Now go to design. Now in design you have got 2 options here. One is half fraction and one is full factorial. So half fraction factorial is the advanced design of experimentation which is covered in the master black belt level. So right now we will cover the full factorial design. Okay. Then number of center points, number of replicates of the corner point and number of blocks. Now number of replicates. Now what do you mean by replicate? Replicate meaning, let's say let's take both the examples. Let's take both the examples, okay? Of repetition, exactly. Now let's take both the examples of the Sia's smile wala example and the chicken feed wala example. Now there Sia's smile, when she did not smile when Ajay was there, if you would have taken that data, but that data was influenced by a lurking factor. Understand this? And we are only considering experimental factor. Ajay Vijay Sanjay, Ajay Vijay Sanjay, Ajay Vijay Sanjay. But Sia's father was also a factor and we are not considering that in the experiment. And so our conclusion will not be accurate and precise. Understand this? Same goes with the chicken feed wala example. If we take that experimental, without analyzing what has gone wrong, without identifying the lurking factor, we will not be able to do it. Okay, but whether that is a wrong data or not, how do we identify? Then we will identify this lurking factor by replicating. What is replication? All the 8 runs, we will repeat again. Okay, and if we find huge difference between the responses, then we can see some lurking factor. Like for example, when Ajay was present, she was smiling continuously, but on one day when Ajay was alone, she didn't smile, and that was a lurking factor. So to identify this, we have to repeat this exact same 8 runs again, and that is called replication. So here instead of 1, we have to take 2 and say okay. So in design we have selected replicates 2. Okay, now go to factor. Now we'll go to factor. Here we have got factor A, factor B and factor C. Let's say just take this as example. Now in the type we have got numeric or text. What is numeric? 1 or 1.5, 1.6. If there is a numeric data, we will put it numeric. If that's a text data, for example, Vibs and Britannia. Okay, so that is a text. So we can put that Vibs or Britannia over here as well. Okay, for example, let's discrete data. So let me put Vibs and Britannia. I'm just to give this example. Okay, then numeric, maybe this is 1 and the higher setting is 2. The third factor is 1 and higher setting is 1.5. Okay, so 2 or 3, let's say. Now understand this. Here when we are saying okay, go to option. Now here is go to option, there is something called randomize runs. Randomize runs meaning we have to just randomize the run, just like our what you can say gauge R&R or measurement system analysis. We just randomize the runs just to eliminate the bias. What is bias? When I am measuring the diameter of the pen, the same pen is given to me again and again. After some time, I will not measure, I will just write the previous memory. And that's called a bias. So to avoid the bias, randomization is required. So, okay, so ideally randomization should be there, but right now let's uncheck this just to see the design. Okay, say okay and say okay. What happened? I don't know. There is some error today. Okay, let me just quickly. Okay, everybody got the design? My mini tab is, just give me quick yes. Factorial, 2 replicates, and click on OK. Okay, here, so now I have got factor A, factor B, and factor C. Okay, oops, I just randomized it. Let me just go to option and uncheck randomization and click on OK. Now look at this design, guys. Okay, only look at the design. So I have not replicated it, okay, and I have not randomized it. I have not replicated it. Understand this. I have not replicated, I have not randomized. So factor A, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. Factor B, minus, minus, plus, plus, minus, minus, plus, plus. Factor C is, अच्छा यहाँ पे randomize हुआ है क्या? माइनस 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 प्लस 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 होना चाहिए. जस्ट अ सेकेंड, तो गड़बड़ है. Everybody got this? Data not serially. हाँ, ideally it should be minus 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 plus 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 plus. Okay, कुछ तो गड़बड़ है आज अपने मिनी टैब में. लेट मी सी अगेन. ओके, you do not fold, use principal fraction. ये तो ओके है. इसमें क्या है? फैक्टर्स में माइनस 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 प्लस प्लस प्लस. ओके, न्यूमेरिक न्यूमेरिक न्यूमेरिक. व्हाट एल्स? नंबर ऑफ ब्लॉक्स इज 1. अच्छा, आई हैव नॉट दिस. ओके, फुल फैक्टोरियल. ऑलराइट, ओके, हियर वी गो. अभी आया ये फुल फैक्टोरियल डिजाइन. ओके, अभी देखिए इसको. बिकॉज आई हैड सिलेक्टेड फ्रैक्शनल फैक्टोरियल, इसलिए वो आ रहा था. नाउ यू कैन सी हियर. एवरीबॉडी फोकस हियर. जस्ट फोकस हियर. first factor minus plus minus plus minus plus minus plus. The second factor minus minus plus plus minus minus plus plus. Third factor minus 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 plus 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 plus. And these are the total 8 runs, exactly replicated again by this replication. So this is 8 runs plus this is 8 runs, total 16 runs. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. So you will see exactly same pattern here. Clear? So instead of full factorial, the half fractional factorial was decided or was considered. That's what that was making a challenge. Clear? Got it now? Kiranji, you got it or I should repeat this? किसको नहीं मिला है? Prabhakar ji, you got it right? Okay, Kiran ji got it. Prabhakar ji, what about you? Got it. Very good, super. Anyone else who has not understood or not got it? So this is how we have to create a design, and then you have to run accordingly. Okay, and then here you will have to write your why. Whatever is the reading, you have to take it here, and then you start the analysis of it. Okay, so how to do the analysis, that is something which we will now discuss. And to do that, now we will open our main worksheet, which is nothing but our this worksheet. Okay, sandwich wala worksheet. Yes, open this worksheet. Now in this sandwich wala worksheet, they have already found 4 factors. Now understand this. L raised to F. L raised to F. That means 2 raised to 4. There are 4 factors now. We have decided. That means 16. So 16 is the basic full factorial design. Into replicates, meaning 16 into 2, let's go to 32. So there will be total 32 runs in this experiment. So they have already selected, they have already done 32 experiments. You can see here, scroll it down. Okay. So they have run, for example, oven temperature at 60, whips, quantity of onion 2, time of cooking 3, and taste is 7. Okay. So once they complete this, they have taken the test, which is Y. And now once the data is collected, then we go for the analysis of it. Okay. Now how do we do the analysis? Go to stat, DOE, factorial design, analyze factorial design. Just follow this. Stat, DOE, factorial, analyze factorial design. Stat, DOE, factorial, analyze factorial design. Just click on that. You put test into the responses, because test is your response. So the responses, you select test. If it is not there, just double click on this. It will get selected. And just click on OK. So there are multiple graphs you would have received like this. Let's go one by one. Everybody got this? There are 3 graphs you would have received, and in your sessions window, some statistical data also you would have received. Okay. Now let's figure out one by one. First, we will understand residual plot. Whether in this design, whether is there any kind of bias or any kind of lurking factor. How do you identify? That's how you identify by analyzing the residuals of it. What is residual? Just try to understand. Okay. In our regression, if you remember, regression is, there is a line of best fit which passes through all the dots, right? So let's say this is a dot, this is a dot, this is a dot. Now what is residual? The distance between, so this is actually the dot, and this is a dot on line of best fit. Okay, so the distance between these 2 dots is called residual. Okay, So distance is between these two dots is residual. This is residual. Okay, this is residual, etc. So distance between actual dot and the dot on the line of best fit, it's called as residual. Now ideally line of best fit passes through them and it should be symmetrically distributed. Okay, so you can see here histogram. What you need to see quickly here, there are 2-3 checkpoints here. Is histogram symmetrical? Just give me yes or no in the chat box. Are you observing a symmetry here? Just type yes or no. Okay. If standardized residuals are within plus and minus 2 standard deviation, you can see here. So there is a mirror image, you can see mirror image. So here you are observing symmetry. Here you are observing a mirror image in versus fits, and here you are observing the mirror image in what you can say the versus order. What is this? See, standardized residual is what? Standardized residual is residual divided by standard deviation. Okay. Now let's not get into deeper into this. What we are expecting is all the data points within plus and minus 3 standard deviation. Right now it is below 1 plus and minus 2 standard deviation. So this is very good. Here we are getting mirror image. If you are getting within minus and plus and minus 3 standardized residuals. Okay. So that case, it is showing that there is no lurking variable and bias in the experiment. So we can analyze it further. Are you clear? This is just to identify, is there any kind of misalignment? If there would be any lurking variable present in experiment, then there would be asymmetry. Mirror image may not be there. You know, the versus orders might go up and down, you know, plus and minus 3 standard deviation. Okay. So in this case, it is not the case. So let's go further. Let's identify the second graph. This is the second graph. This is the graph of, let me just show this graph. Okay. This is a normal probability plot. This is exactly the plot of the Anderson-Darling normality. This is similar to that Anderson-Darling normality plot. Okay. In this plot, what it is showing is, it is actually figuring out what are the significant contributors and what are the non-significant contributors. Now, the question is, there are 4 factors only. Then why are there multiple dots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Why there are 15 dots in this plot? There should be only 4 plots, no? Here you can see a red dot which is significant factor. D is also significant. You can see red here. Because whichever is a little away from the line of significance, this red is called line of significance line, this line. Any dots which are away from, this is also a little significant but very boundary level. Okay. But my question is, there are 4 factors only, then why there are 15 dots here? Wow, very good. Combination, superb. Now understand this. There are multiple levels here we need to understand. There are called main effect. Make a note of this. Main effect. For example, A, B, C and D. These are the main effect, which are the main factors. So A's effect on the test, B's effect on the test, C's effect on the test, D's effect on the test. That is called main effect. The main factor's effect on the Y. That is called main effect. The second is called two-way interaction. Two-way interaction. What is two-way? AB, AC, AD, then BC and BD and CD. You can see all the combinations have been found. AB, AC, AD, BC, BD and CD. All the double combinations I have found. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 main effects. How many two-way interactions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 two-way interactions. So 4 main effect, 6 two-way interaction. There are 3-way interaction as well. What are the 3-way interactions? ABC, ABD, BCD. What is ABC, ABD, BCD? Anything else? Anything else required? No, I think all the 3 combinations have been found, right? So 3-way, there are 3 factors. And then there is a 4-way interaction as well, which is nothing but A, B, C, D. It's a combination of, so there is 1. So 4 main, 2-way, 6, 3, and so all these combinations, these are number of dots on these lines. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. Now just to understand this, when we are adding, just try to understand the basic level here. When we are adding, let's say, sugar in the cup of tea, sugar's impact on the taste of tea, that is the main effect. Sugar and water combination impact on the taste of tea, that is called 2-way interaction. Sugar, water and milk combination, that is called 3-way interaction. And sugar, water, tea and the milk, that is called 4-way interaction on the test. Are you clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. Are you clear? So it is never one. So it is all a combination. So these are all combinations. So right now, according to this, only C and D. What is C? C is quantity of onion, and what is D? Time of cooking. These are the significant factors here. Clear? According to this graph. Now let's come to the third graph, which is this graph. What is this graph telling? This graph is telling us see, this is a Pareto. This is a Pareto chart of standardized effect. Pareto is what? 80-20. What are the 20% factors which are having the maximum impact? So you can see factor C and D, the same factors which are reflecting here as well. And you observe one factor which was close to the line, meaning away from the line, but it was not shown red, and that was A factor. That was factor A. Let me just show you that. Okay. Can you see here? This factor I'm talking about. If I put my cursor, can you see term A here? If I put my cursor here, it shows term C, which is factor C. If I put my cursor here, it shows term D. Let me put my cursor here. Let's see which factor. So can you see this is BC, combination of B and C. This factor is combination of A and C. This combination is combination of B and D. Can you see this? You can also just click over there. This is a 3-way interaction. You can see ABD. Then this is AD. And this is, so there are all 2-way, 3-way, 4-way interactions are there. Okay. So C and D are significant. Very good. Okay. Once this is done, then go for sessions window. Just go for sessions window. This is a sessions window, we all know, right? This is a sessions window. Just click on that and just scroll it up. Scroll it up, scroll it up, scroll it up, scroll it up. Everybody, once you scroll it up, so you will reach to this level. Okay, there are so many, what you can say, so many analysis has already been done. Factorial design. Let me check. P-value. Okay, fantastic. So once you start scrolling up, okay, first this you will get a regression equation. There is a regression equation, the entire, all the factors, main effect, two-way interaction, three-way interaction, four-way interaction, all the, in fact, they have created a regression equation. It's a huge regression equation. We don't want this regression equation, okay? Then just scroll it up, and you will find this. कहाँ गया? हाँ. Okay, this one. Let's come to this source. This table, okay? Alright, this table. Everybody got this table? Just give me a second. Where the interactions as well as p-values are mentioned. Let me see if you can figure out this table. Where only p-value is mentioned, that's it. We don't want any other values. Other values we'll learn in the master black belt level. Right now, let's focus on the p-value, which we already learned in the hypothesis testing. Yesterday, we have captured the p-value. Just give me yes. So, see, this is the regression equation. Okay. After that, see here also you can see just above the regression equation also there is something called p-value. Okay. This also you can refer. This is also the same thing. Okay. Let's figure out this. So oven temperature, brand of bread, quantity of onion. So these are the main effect. Main effect. Okay. Then these are the two-way interactions. Two-way. Okay. Then these are the three-way interactions. And this is a four-way interaction. And now we have to check the p-value. Any p-value less than 0.05. Listen to me very carefully. Any factor's p-value less than 0.05 is a significant factor. Write this down. Very important. Any factor having p-value less than 0.05 is a significant factor. Now let's go one by one. Forget about constant. Let's go to the first one. Oven temperature 0.063. This is factor number A. See how close that is to the significant factor. Can you understand this? You remember C and D are the critical ones, but A is very close. So this is that factor which is very close p-value, which is 0.06. Okay. Then factor number B having 0.743. It's not significant. Factor number C, which is quantity of onion, this one 0.00, and quantity of time of cooking is 0.017. So these are the two critical factors, and time of oven temperature is very close. So now that is your domain expert call whether you want to keep oven temperature or you want to remove it. If you ask me, I would keep it because it is very close. Okay, it is showing a little bit of significance. थोड़ा potential दिखा रहा है वो. Okay, so I will not drop them. Remaining, can you just check any other p-value less than 0.05? Type yes or no in the chat box. Just go step by step, one by one, and let me know any other p-value less than 0.05. Just type yes or no in the chat box if you found any. No other values, right? That means C, D, and on the borderline factor A. These are the only critical factors. Rest all of them are not making impact on our model, on our Y, on our output. Yes, everybody's clear till now? Just give me yes in the chat box. Super clear? Very, very good. Now, then what? The next part is removing unwanted stuff and only keeping the remaining stuff. Okay, how do we do that? Go to again that control, this one. Okay, what is that? Control E, which is edit last dialog box. Okay, just go to edit or just press Control E. The dialog box will come, and go to terms now. Terms. Go to terms. Okay. So all this will come. So right now they have taken all the terms. You can see here A, B, C, D is there. A, B, A, C, A, D, B, C, all these things. Three-way interaction and four-way interaction. All the terms they have taken. Okay. So first what we'll do, we will deselect all of them. So just click the arrow, double arrow meaning selecting everything. Single arrow meaning selecting one by one. For example, look at this. If I select BC and select single arrow, only BC will go on this side. If I select CD and click on one, only this will go. Okay. If I select this arrow, meaning everything will shift on this side. So let's click on double click arrow and everything should select. Now I will only keep these three factors, which is oven temperature, A, which is boundary line pe hai, quantity of onion and time of cooking. I just double click on these three factors and I say okay, that's it. A, C and D, remaining all I am removing. Okay, now I am saying okay, that's now means what? I am doing the experiment again. Now I don't have to run the experiment again. I just have to do the analysis again. That's it. Okay. Now let's click on OK. Wow. Let's quickly check. All right. There is some kind of, so mirror image is there versus plot is between plus and 2. Some kind of, but again, a symmetry is seen there. Okay. Some kind of symmetry is there. Let's go to the Pareto chart. Pareto chart is showing C, D and A also on the border line right now. And this main effect plot is showing yes. So A is on the borderline, but we can still consider as a significant factor, because now see, understand this. What has happened is now we have removed all the remaining part. Okay, that's why the A has become significant now. Out of these three, A is also significant. Now let's go to our sessions window. Okay. Now this sessions window is, now you can see the regression equation only with these three factors. Y is equal to A plus BX, okay, which is test is equal to minus 7.19 plus 0.15 oven temperature plus 3.125 quantity of onion minus 0.5 time of cooking. So this is the regression equation which we can use for prediction. Everybody got this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Very good, very good. Okay, now let me show you something very interesting. Go to stat DOE factorial response optimizer. Everybody follow this path. Stat DOE factorial response optimizer. Stat DOE factorial response optimizer. Okay, click on that. Now response is test. The goal, there is a drop down menu here. It is giving us 4 options. Do not optimize. Sometimes you have to maintain it. Minimize. Let's say for example waste. If the output is waste, we have to minimize it. Okay. Target. You have to keep it to the target or you have to maximize. Now the test we have to maximize. So you have to decide, select maximize here. So we are giving the input to the software that, arrange the permutation combination to maximize it. Okay. And we click on OK. Now there is a graph in front of us. Everybody got it? Stat DOE factorial. The last option is response optimizer into that. Just click on that. Test में maximize को select करो and click on OK. You will get this. Just give me yes if you are here with me. Very good. Now this is the magic. This is the magic. Look at this. Got it now? Very nice. Super. Now, remember what is our Y? Let me just quickly recap. Y is our test on the scale of 1 to 10. 1 meaning lowest, 10 meaning the highest. Okay. And if you remember, A, C and D were the critical factors. A is oven temperature. Oven temperature. C is quantity of onion. And D is time of cooking. Okay, now you can see here, this is the optimized value. On an average you will get 7.3125. This is the optimum test you will get if you keep oven temperature. Now you can see here, this is factor A, this is the highest setting, this is the lowest setting, this is the highest setting, and this is the optimized setting. In the red, in the between center, it is optimized setting. This is factor number C, quantity of onion. This is lowest setting, this is highest setting, and this is the optimized setting. And this is factor number D. This is lowest setting, highest setting, and optimized setting. Okay. Now you can see here, oven temperature you keep at 65, quantity of onion 2, and time of cooking 3 minutes. That means you keep temperature at 65 degree. Take 2 onion pieces in the sandwich and cook it for 3 minutes. Okay, at 65 degrees centigrade, you will get 7.3 rating test out of 10. Are you getting this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Have you understood this graph? यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आया? Just give me yes in the chat box. Wow, yes, absolutely. Now the next level, wow. Now just put your cursor on this red. Now this is at 65 level. Okay, and can you see this is a slope? This is oven temperature slope. You remember, if the slope is not that stiff, that means the impact is not very huge. So oven temperature has got impact but not much. Time of cooking also has got a medium impact, but look at quantity of onion. Can you see a huge impact? Just like Ajay in our experiment, similar kind of impact, right? Now let's play around this. From 65, I just keep it to 62. Let's make it 62 here. I keep it to 62 and look at my test. From 7.3, it has dropped to 6.8 without making a sandwich. Let's keep it at 60. My test has dropped further to 6.5. Just keep it at 61. And this is called as prediction equation. You can predict any value. Just play around this. At the 4th, 5th decimal, you can play around this. You can see here. 1.7174. Okay, I can predict the value here. Let me check the onion, quantity of onion at the lowest. If I only keep one quantity of onion, my taste has dropped to 3.6. Can you see here? Just play around. 2.6. Okay, let's make the lowest settings. If I make all the setting at the lowest levels, you can see here, all the setting at the lowest level, my test is dropped at 2.4. See the spectrum from 2.4 to 7.3, huge spectrum. And these are the 3 players. This is the cartels. Bulb on moment, fantastic. So without running the process, now you can predict the behavior of the process by using design of experimentation, and that's why it is so crucial factor. Awesome, fabulous, bulb on moment, amazing, superb, everybody is mind blown. Now you do it again on the original one. See the impact also, just observe the impact. Let's say I from 2.4, let's make the impact. Okay, from 2.4 I first change the oven temperature. Okay, now it has gone to 3.1. From 2.4 it has gone to 2.1, sorry, 3.1. Okay, not very huge impact. Let's look at quantity of onion. If I change from 1 quantity of onion to 2 quantity of onions, from 3.1 it had jumped to 6.3. Can you see the huge jump? That's why this has got the maximum what you can say slope, maximum impact on the Y. And if I am making it to 3, now it has reached to the maximum potential 7.3. So this is called the design of experimentation. This is called optimizer. Okay, so in the advanced level we have given lot of such things, and in the advanced level we will learn. Of course I will conduct a special sessions on design of experimentation advanced level, where we will learn the partial fractional factorial design. Okay, we will learn how to conduct what you can say screening design. There is something called screening design. If you remember, I mentioned that if you don't know which are the critical factors, so you do the screening design and then you run the full factorial design. And then there are multiple other plots as well, contour plots, response surface method is there. So all these factors will cover in that advanced level of design of experimentation. Okay, yes, isn't it interesting? Just give me yes in the chat box. Superb, interesting, amazing, super. Okay, now just before we start the session, I just have a couple of announcements. First announcement is from today 4th of February till 10th of February, next 6 days we have a special offer going on. Okay, so let me quickly go to my whiteboard and explain you about that offer, and you can check that offer on WhatsApp. What is that offer? That offer is this. First let me explain you that offer, and then I will explain you about the black belt examination if somebody is going for it. Okay, so what is the special offer between 4th to 10th of Feb? Alright, if you want to upgrade to master black belt, 99 only, no G for next 6 days. Okay, so it will save your 1800 rupees plus additional fee. So 2000 rupees will be saved. Alright, so just make the payment of 9999. The link is already given in that offer wala message. Okay, apart from that, lot of people have enrolled to business, want to launch yourself as a trainer and consultant just like me. Okay, so we have got investment of 1 lakh plus GST for this. In up to 10th of February you can get this at 49,999, that too into it. And this is amazing offer. A lot of people got this, year ending offer में सबको मिला था, बहुत सारे लोगों का मिस हुआ था, and that's why the management has decided to launch this for next 6 days. So if you are interested, the message, the email as well as the WhatsApp message has already gone. Okay, and let me just check if I can give you the link. Okay, yeah, WhatsApp message has already gone. There you can check out that, and the link is there. I'm just putting the link. Just if you are interested, make the payment and come on board. By the way, the moment you become master black belt, you become the lifetime member of SNG. That means you can keep the course content etc. for lifetime. Okay, so this is the link, and as usual our as usual our credit card EMI options are available with this. All right, clear with this? Both the options are clear, both the offers are clear. Just give me yes in the chat box. ऑफर दोनों क्लियर है, मास्टर ब्लैक बेल्ट का एज वेल एज दोनों में भी जीएसटी ऑफ है. the business consulting launch program के लिए 50% off we are giving, and in that also we are absorbing the GST. Okay. Yeah, if you are making the payment, please let me know. I will confirm that your payment has been received and I will announce your name as well. All right, now here we go. Let's go to the last part before we close the session, which is about the examination of black belt. Now type in the chat box belt examination today or in coming few days. Just type me in the chat box. Now what is the requirement? First requirement is you have to be green belt certified. First, you require green belt certificate number. Otherwise that form will not be certificate number. Okay, that unique certificate number has to put, then only it will get submitted. Okay, then yeah, so the first one is you have to be green belt certified. Second one is you have to go through the entire content of black belt. If you have received, if you have attended hackathon, that's fantastic. My recommendation is go to the sample questionnaire, okay, which is already given in your curriculum, course curriculum. Okay, now black belt exam has got 100 questions, okay, and all of them are multiple choice questions, MCQ. No negative marking, open book. The duration of the examination is 2 hours. So generally what happens is it's already 9 o'clock, okay, very close to 9 o'clock. So, and it is a working day today. So I want you guys to be completely fresh minded. Okay, so my recommendation is do not give this in this tired, what you can say. So you have completed your whole day, then you have attended the hackathon, and you are giving 2 hours of examination. Again, your dinner, your family, everything is there. So my recommendation is plan this on your weekend. Give a message on the mentor's WhatsApp number well in advance that I want to attend this in the on Saturday or Sunday or whatever, on any of the public holiday, etc., etc. Okay, plan peacefully. Sit with a bottle of water, okay, or a cup of tea, etc. Keep your notes open with you. Take your green belt certificate number with you, and then you start the examination. This will be 2 hours. Okay. Give us more question papers. Okay, first you go through green belt question papers and black belt. In green belt, I think there are more number of questions. Okay, so considering both, that is very good amount of questions to consider. Okay, yeah, so you go for green belt. Green belt, there are the number of questions are more. Even black belt also we have. I think green belt we have defined phase, major phase, analyze phase. So phase wise questions are there. In black belt also we have. So combining these two, you have to study this. Okay, so if you want to give the examination, I will not recommend give it right now. See, if you are fresh, let's say today you have taken a weekly off or something like that, and you are completely fresh, you can still give it. So you can give it. Just send a message on the mentor's number that I am ready, I'm green belt certified, I'm ready for the black belt examination. We'll arrange the examination for you. All right, and rest of the things remain common. Once you submit the examination within 6 working days, we will check the exam, we'll make the certificate and we'll email it to you, etc. Within 6 days, you will receive the examination result. All right, that's a simple process. So that's it from my side. No, it is not. It is for 1 year. See, you can keep the Minitab for lifetime, but not for the access of the courses. Okay. Yes, super. Thank you very much for joining in. Any question, you can connect with us and grab these offers. Do not let that offer pass by, because after 10th, we are going to, increase the GST, meaning put the GST on, and might revise the prices as well. Okay. Thank you very much for joining in. I wish you all the best, the people who are attending the examination today or in the coming days, and remaining people, work a little focused. Complete your certification, because certification is the starting of your career of Lean Six Sigma. Okay. On this note, let's close the session. Thank you very much for joining. Keep learning.